I don't use Scripter, which a lot of people have used. I have gone in, and my girlfriend is a film editor, and I went in recently to help her on a project, and they had Scripter, and it was great. It was good. I normally make my assistants go through and make marks, which is like the Scripter, but on the timeline. So my timeline is covered with dots all over. Yellow dot means this, red dot means that. I think actually the biggest thing that recently that's come to me is using, what's it called, a fluid morph. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
It's a thing where you can, the best way to use it is that when you're dealing with a performance and there's a pause that is too long between two lines, you can actually cut that pause out, and that would normally give you a jump cut. And if the person hasn't moved from being here to here, but if they're just standing here and talking, and then they carry on talking like that, it will still look like a jump cut, but you just apply this little logo on it, fluid morph, and it blends the pixels together and it makes an invisible cut. So I used to do that before by speeding action up in them. You might have seen the hair wiggle or something, but you can really adjust. It's to do with getting the rhythm of the performance, and it's a subtle thing. And there are other subtle things as well for me. I generally don't cut big action films. I've done a few of them, but I'm not well known for that. I don't think people, when they have a big action film, go, oh, let's get Bob Leighton because he'll be great for that. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so the visual effects that I've used are kind of quiet little things that you don't see, but they've been very useful. If it's a conversation like we're having, in film, you often have the over the shoulder, where you've got the back of somebody's head in the foreground and the person you're looking at on the screen. And what can happen is that that person's head can turn like this in the middle of the person giving their best reading. And they may not blur the person, cover the person, but it's distracted because your attention gets pulled to them. You can now split that screen and you can move another piece of that silent person listening and put it in there. And all it means is that you don't notice something that annoyed you before. And then generally you can also, DPs don't like to hear this, but you can change the framing of the shot. And you can, within reason. You blow it up too much, you start to see grain structure, but you can move in slightly, push in slightly. So you can do little tiny things that actually make things, it's all in the service of making it more dramatic.